Ladies and gents, welcome to our 1v1 Pro League here with MetaPlays. We're in the quarterfinals, and in the blue color, this is a Daylon who's playing as Shipmaster. On the other side, making his return to tournaments, Almirante 99 is playing as Capitano Cutter. It's great to see him back. He hasn't been playing much because work has made that impossible for him. But today there are 235 pounds on the line, so pretty big deal. Pretty big matches coming up. The Marine is getting wrecked, but stealing a little bit of yellow. I don't know, Almirante. What's the deal with that? Was that so helpful? I guess it will delay the ghost shielding timing just a little bit. Already capturing a power node. The Marines are working on it too, not picking up all the supplies around the place. And Almirante is gonna go with an early barracks in order to counter any cloak plays. This will make him able to just go snipers. And once you have like 4 snipers or something like that, then you know, any honor guard play is just not going to be too potent. Certainly not if you try to go cloaked grunts. But I think Daylon might want to go ghost into suicide grunt, to be honest, as a counter to that. As long as you keep most of the snipers occupied with your... Oh, it's Hellbringers. What the heck? It could be one of those Hellbringer and Jackrabbit games, to be fair. The 2 players are capturing the power nodes at a similar pace. The Marines are just a little bit slower, but it's acceptable-ish. One ghost is out, more ghosts are coming, ghost shielding is coming, so things are still going to be as predicted. The ghost and suicide grunt thing is on. The grenades are getting researched for Almirante. Ooh, some grenades connecting there before shielding comes into play. The Marines can't quite run down the grunts. They're super low health. If they manage to get the kills, that would be fantastic. Definitely for Almirante. He's gonna get out a Spartan, but beyond that, it's really just Marines. He's getting back a supply pad as well. At some point, he'll have ODSTs as well. Okay, last suicide grunt didn't do much damage. Now Ami has his opportunity to take out the grunts, but what about the ghosts? One goes down. Not too many Marine losses, it's just the individual members of the squads have gone down. This weakling can go after the power node. Ami's trying to cover for it the best he can, but the suicide grunt connection was actually pretty decent. Ghosts are getting some squad finishes there. Another suicide grunt, but we've got a decent split from Ami. Unfortunately, he ends up walking into it with the rest. Spartan's out, so we might be able to see some kind of stun and mine combo. And against this number of ghosts, there's really no other answer. There's not enough Marines on the field from Almirante. He could respond to it, of course, with the good ODST drop as well. And that Spartan Slam does give you some options. There's the ODSTs. Beams coming in, however. He's trying to chase down the Spartan. A jump from the Spartan does buy some time there, but it's not a stun on the ghost, unfortunately for Almirante. There were satchels on the ground, but it's not enough. The Spartan actually makes them run into it. What just happened? What just happened to Daylon's ramps there? The Spartan does get taken down, but the ghosts pay a very, very steep price for that one. Well done to Almi. He could just continue from here, and if he reaches 4th point with Diego, He should be dominating the battlefield with that. Amazing. Definitely worth losing a Spartan for that. Daylon's just gonna try to remax off of this. Ami already has a second generator and he's going tier 2. I'd love to see a second base from him, but I'm not sure it's on his priority list at the moment. There's, like I said, a bunch of ODSTs alive, and Daylon might be losing a mini base to this. By the time he gets there, Almirante might even have Diego. That will make any ghost play difficult. Plenty of Marines scattered around the place. No second base from Ami just yet. He's making a whole lot of Marines. And is that combat tech? No, it's just Marines. Oh, these guys are gonna get overwhelmed. Oh, there's a Suicide Run sprint. Everyone's clumped up. They're going down. Good cleanup. Well done by Daylon. Combat techs coming through. $11 ghosts at the moment. Definitely a respectable number. Army is also going to expand behind this as he's got more or less the map control. I'm worried for those Marines. If they meet the 3 suicide grunts, that could go very, very poorly for Almirante indeed. The Eagle lands in the middle of all that. Marines do take a beating, but it's not the end of the world just yet. They're very similar populations, and Diego can take them all on by himself. Okay, not really, but with the Marine support, it's easy. Of course, there's gonna be spirit support that will counter Diego and all the Marines, so ultimately they have to run. I think a lot of them will be going down to ghost chasing. Well, the Nightingale, it's a very expensive unit, guys. So if there's gonna be more than one, you just want to kind of beam them. If you can catch 2, the beam has already paid for itself, plus whatever Marines were under it. It's a pretty guaranteed way to get some value. Now, one of the unicorns is already down. The Marines have an opportunity to take down the second one. Good job there. And there's the beam as predicted. The Nightingale splitting off nicely. So that's 1 down. And the Marines stay alive. That's amazing news for Almi. Daylon's definitely on the struggle bus here. Combat Tech Marines at least have a shot against the Ranger, even if it's 2-star. Meanwhile, this base has been developing. The mini base is still stolen, and Daylon's gonna give up. Almi's early game was just a little bit too solid. Well done. Amazing work. Okay, welcome to game number 2. We've got Daylon playing as Atriox in this one. A good choice for Frontier. Almirante, on the other hand, is going Colony. Now, this could work out. This could be fine, right? As long as you go for the Hunter Capitano, I think he can take on the Chosen just fine. But the Chosen, if he's not playing against specifically the Hunter Capitano, you can't just out-chopper the guy. He's gonna be sitting on plasma mines. And that basically makes it impossible to ram him. And choppers at the distance just don't do enough shooting damage in order to take the guy out. Whereas the Chosen can basically just 2-shot the choppers, right? Once upgraded. There's definitely a bit of a risk for Ami. Also, Daylon is getting more of the power than Ami is. But the chopper war Daylon is not going to win. So I really like the choice by Almirante to go forward here, steal Daylon's yellow, and put on the skit, gather his own side as well. It's just unfortunate that he's not getting the side resources somehow. That's not going as well as he perhaps had hoped. Maybe one of those grunts should have just gone to the far side to contest this. That could have been a good play, maybe a better play even. War Council will finish up just in time for Daylon to have all the resources, so that's very nicely crafted. But Ami is also going to get to Hunter Capitano as predicted. This is just the most stable play you can do. Sure, you're not going to have a lot of mobility. Sure, the brutes, the jump back brutes, are going to be a problem if their stunts keep landing. But 1v1 against the Chosen, he just wins. So I guess it really depends on the specifics of Micro. Seems that Daylon has actually managed to kill a grunt. Really looks like it. They just got more power. Great news. And with fortifications, if this goes later, then Daylon should be able to get some extra bases, but I suspect even countermeasures in Plasma Mine. In my opinion. We're about to see it once the first brute jumps. At least that's the build I'd recommend for this matchup, because the extra mines will just give you extra slows. The Plasma Mine makes you safe against any chopper play, or you can stun people into the mines, really. Just drop on them as the thing happens. Of course, the Chosen doesn't want to engage this, but his upgrade is about to finish. There we go. There are 3 chopperinos. There's a brute jump, and we've got countermeasures. So let's see if we also have plasma mines. It's a good opportunity here for sure, with the constant ramps and all that. Capitano only just now upgraded, so his shields were gone without that actually coming much into play. The heal is in as well. Capitano is definitely on the struggle bus. He's not receiving most of the healing right now, guys. This is a problem. So many choppers, so many brutes. I think Ami's getting overwhelmed, guys. That's it. This hero is dead, and Daylon should just be able to run through this. He's got 1 star on his Chosen. He was chosen for this, and he can run down to the main base now and start destroying buildings. Or he can just, I guess, take out the War Council. That's fine as well. Probably what we'll see here. I think the chopper should go heal up, especially the red one. Didn't even lose the shields. That's crazy. Ami didn't support this sufficiently, I have to say. I mean, he tried to make engineers, right? But what he really needed was a bunch of choppers himself. Bitskits. If he can do both, the hero and that, then I think he holds, but it's hard to say against plasma mines. Either way, Daylon played this super nicely. So there's 1 more play available to Almirante. He's not going to give up, because he could drop in the big boys and take out those extractors. The problem is that Daylon has a similar kind of opportunity. If he goes in there with his hero and brutes, Big Kami's just going to be in trouble. Chopper does get healed up as predicted. Oh, the engineer actually just went there for the mini base? How was that not already bought? Interesting. It doesn't look like Daylon will risk anything. Capitano's back. He's got his 2 skits. And Ami is just gonna go all out on barracks play. Let's see if Daylon can pull this off one more time. This time there are some choppers to defend. The Chosen misses several times in a row. It's definitely a problem. The Goliaths get dropped in to try and help. This freaking Suicide Grunt drop. What's happening? The mini base is destroyed. The Suicide Grunts actually take out the Goliaths pretty much. Didn't even need to use that last mine. I think Daylon is just gonna kill that hero now. Well, Engineer Swarm is ready. Those are the real... Oh, he picked off the real one. That's crazy. Chosen's confident, but maybe too confident here. You know, if that Capitano gets all the healing, Daylon is in a little bit of trouble, but I mean, he doesn't actually shake his engineer, and that's another takedown. Daylon equalizes the series. We're going down to the wire here. Ladies and gents, welcome to game number 3. We've got Daylon here going for Forge on Rift. Very daring. On the other side, Almirante is gonna be Arbiter. So this should be a rather long game normally. It is possible, of course, to kill Arbiter early on, but someone like Almirante should be able to pull off a solid turtle match. Maybe get to the Phantom stage, although that's never guaranteed. I generally don't like rushing for Phantoms, right? They're just so fragile early on to a combat tech and Wolverine timing, and then you get Kodiak, and it's just very difficult to make a comeback against that with the Forge Hog protecting all that stuff. Meanwhile, Daylon behind that has very easy access to upgrades on his buildings. So he should have a lot of economy, but rolling economy that is. The resource buildings are just super cheap to upgrade. He's protecting his minis, he's picking up the power, all is well. Jackrabbit's taking a little bit of hull damage, but that's alright. By the way, shout out to Slurms for the Twitch sub just now. Appreciate it. We've got the power extractor. The second one for Almirante, so that's definitely both players going for a faster tier 2. I don't suspect that Daylon will be spending too much time in tier 1, to be honest. He actually canceled this mini base in order to get in that second generator a little bit faster. And we might see a second base from him just as he clicks up to tier 2 as well, or slightly earlier. Well, the scout is done. Now I'm just going for a handful grunts because he just wants the power nodes. He just wants his quick tier 2, supposedly with the base. So Daylon is getting out the Forge Hog in tier 1. Got a bunch of Marines as well. Making the Forge Hog entirely will be pretty expensive actually. Huh? Did he just restart that? He did? Why? What's going on? Guess he thought about going for a very fast tier 2 but decided against it. The way both players with 2 power nodes in a second. Anti-air damage off the grunt's pretty wild. And Ambi's not gonna go for an early second base. He rather wants elites early on, no for generator, no risk. Just safe play. Daylon with a second base, however. And tier 2. And now he's making Forge Hog. There's also gonna be supposedly a double garage here. Supposedly followed up by the defensive aura upgrade and then a whole lot of supply pad upgrades as well. We've got triple supply pad upgraded already. So that's obviously ahead of what Almirante has, right? His other... Oh, no, actually it's the same. Ami somehow managed to also do it. He's getting an Arbiter on one base. What is happening? I guess he's very confident about that Ranger. Just pulling through the Marines. But now the Forge-Hog will be out. Ammo round did get cancelled in the end. Okay, Daylon changed his mind 3 times, I think. If I count correctly. Might have been 2. As for Almi, that Arbiter is gonna be a baby when it comes to that, no? And Murad could do some good damage, but I think you just gotta wait until that Engineer's down. Snipe the Engineer and then do it. Oh, it even takes the mines out. That's great. Some of those grunts are also pretty weak at the moment. Should be able to take out the elites and just stick in another Marine. And then Daylon has an upgraded base here coming up as well, I think. With dispersion nozzles and warthogs. Yeah, that's a really good counter against the infantry play. It's also going to be alright against the Arbiter. It's not the best against the hero, but as long as you can deal with the rest of it, the warthogs can handle him. Especially with the defensive aura Forge-Hog. Making them a whole lot tankier. His second base will be done. He's trying to utilize the high ground. He'll need hunters ASAP. That's for sure. He's got 1. And 2. Alright, that's not bad. Yeah, Daylon has to go home. He'll be back. He'll be back. The Dispersion Hellbringers are out. You can tell by the blue fire. And more warthogs. At some point, I guess he might drop in the Kodiaks, but it's probably not a priority. More hunters coming out, and Amiez bought his 3rd extractor as well. Upgrading the base will be no problem. The Arbiter is tier 2 upgraded and can just pick off some lighter targets like Marines. No need to commit him to anything serious. Has reached 80 population. So his next objective would be to upgrade that population, but he's making some Wolverines at the moment to deal with the Engineers. I like it, but maybe I would have liked some more Hellbringers against the Hunters. I don't know. Maybe his objective is just to kill the base. I mean, it's doable, but I'd rather he fought the army. Just gotta be really careful, because Leader Powers cut the army in half here. It's a really good stasis by Almirante. The Arbiter can just run down the rest. Oh, Daylon has definitely got no business staying here. Good takedowns overall. The ammo round does some damage. But the Arbiter army is just constantly boosted. Forge-Hog isn't gonna make it, I think. The bombs come through, but they just barely tickle the army. That's some low health bar, ladies and gents. That's low. Now comes the hard part. Stay alive against Kodiaks, followed by later Grizzlies. Daylon is working on all the supply pad upgrades, of course. Including in the back. Oh, that's still a... Oh, wait. Is the army not going to make it out? Oh, he just about goes down. This is a strong, strong push. Marauders aren't too helpful in this situation. The Hunters are, of course, but I mean, they're getting picked off left and right. Almirante doesn't seem to have enough production now. He's got absolutely no units out. He's got no shield, no turrets, no nothing. It's a very high chance, actually, that Daylon can destroy Almirante's forward base. It really isn't going to take a long time at all. Almirante has to sack the buildings. I'm gonna try to save it with an engineer, but I don't think he can. Kodiaks are just perfectly positioned to still be in range. Yeah, he sells the buildings, tries to buy a ninja base, but good luck. Yeah, but Forge having the temple, guys, this is a very different kind of situation to the Phantom Turtle games that we sometimes get to see. This Dispersion Nozzle Hellbringer with Warthog combo is just so powerful. Makes it very difficult for Almirante to do what needs to be done. Now the Arbiter is just gonna want to get out of here. I think he could have gotten himself a Warthog kill and then gotten out, but nitpicking. To see more hunters. This base is probably not gonna make it either, is it? Meanwhile, Daylon's getting a third base behind this. Almirante still hasn't dropped in his boys. Where are the enforcers? That's usually something that Arbiter players just love to do. I'm not sure what fourth point he's picked. What was it? Conduit 2? Well, we know about Stasis, that was point 3. Mines was point 1, Conduit was point 2. What's point 4? Is he on point 5 just now, actually? I think he might be. This is just very difficult to hold here. All the Forge Hog is tier 3, ladies and gents. That thing isn't gonna die anytime soon. Scatter Bomb is ready, so if Almi ends up walking into this a little bit more, that could be fired up. Plasma Bolt is actually 4th point. It's gonna give these guys a little bit more conduit use. Good job by the Hunters picking up the Warthogs as well. Yeah, just playing it safe here is definitely a good idea. Meanwhile, the Forge Truck comes forward to harass the army. The Kodiaks are trying to set up a little bit closer. These are the same ones, by the way, from earlier. No more Dispersion, also Hellbringers, interestingly. They would still absolutely own the Hunters, but they're not getting to go forward against the Kodiaks. Is this a trap by Daylon, however? Because I'm sure he's rich. He's very rich indeed. And if he keeps these Kodiaks alive, that's just devastating for Almirante. Because this is going to get followed up, guys, by a Grizzly drop at the last remaining base of Almirante's, and he knows he needs to resign this. Unfortunately, Almirante didn't make it any further today. Daylon puts a stop to him. But maybe next time he's going to have a higher starting seed, so he won't have as tough of a game already in game 2. He hasn't played for a very long time, right? So we had to remove him from the bracket, and we can't from the rankings, and I can't just give him a super high starting rank without him playing a show match or something like that. So this is his little fix right now to his ranking, and hopefully we'll see him again. Daylon, however, moves on to the semifinals. We'll follow him around, see what he can do. We want to thank our website patrons. This is by far the best way to support MetaPlays. Your contribution helps keep the project sustainable and allows us to produce more and better content. If you aren't yet a patron, check out our link in the description and get in touch to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.